If you're talking of job security in Nigeria, you are fooling yourself. Where is the job?
If you don't have mind and you venture into entrepreneur, you might end up closing it. This landmark case, look at the investment on that ground. And government just stand up one day, oh, this place want to scrape everything. If you're not that okay, you can run mad like.
Now let me now shock you again. That project has been abandoned after they've destroyed the business.
I was even crying on his behalf.
No matter what, the risk cannot outweigh the benefits. Landmark as a whole, the experience he had and everything, can he come out and say that what affected him is more than what he has gained?
Assuming he started here in Lagos and that's the major one alone, where do you think he will be today? If he won't be in coma.
Here are the prompts we'll be discussing on today's episode. Please signify if you agree with the prompt. The risk of entrepreneurship outweighs the benefits.
We all see most of all these big entrepreneurs. We see them as someone who is okay. It's just because you are far away from them. There are sometimes they cry. There are sometimes they go bankrupt. But nobody will know that. Some of them they have so many loans to pay. Some of them, if they should die today, the company will fold up because banks will claim everything they have. The risk they have at hand is more than what they are gaining. Fine, we have some good days for them that they will see a lot of profit. There was a day I went to one of my boss. I was like, oh God, today is 28th now. What happened? She's telling me that yesterday night I couldn't sleep. I was like, Madam, what happened? Say, I was thinking of how to pay salaries. I have to go and borrow loans. Because if you don't have mind and you venture into entrepreneur, you might end up closing it. My name is Olubumi Sunday. I'm an ICT instructor and I stand by 9 to 5. I don't like when people think entrepreneur has everything. Like, when you talk about 9 to 5 are the backbones of entrepreneur.
In addition to the things you said, there'll be times whereby you make profit and what will consume it
is already at your back.
is already waiting. Policies will come up.
Yes.
And it will scatter, it will destroy your hard work and everything.
Yes.
You see some big business owners, you see them into politics.
Yes.
They are not either on the A side or on the B side. They are in the middle ground because politics is all about game of interest. Sure, you understand? So now, because they are trying to protect their businesses, so they make sure they have somebody in there that is helping them in case they are trying to create any policy that will destroy whatsoever they've built. Okay, let me use an example. During the lockdown period, are you aware that it is only Dangote that was given the right, he struck to move?
Yes.
Is he the only business owner? The truth is, there are some risk he took that gave him that privilege. Most times the risk is not just about the money.
This landmark case, as a business owner, now look at that, look at the investment on that ground. And government just stand up one day, oh, this place want to scrape everything. What do you think? If you're not that okay, you can run mad. Like, you know the investment there? I was even crying on his behalf.
Now let me now shock you again. Do you know that project has been abandoned after they've destroyed the business?
So who bears
the risk?
Can the disagreeers now speak?
The risk you bear as an entrepreneur is anything that goes wrong with your business falls back to you, right? I understand that, like, it is terrible. But I would say that on the fact that you can look at something that you have created, it's an immense feeling. You would have bad days. You will have horrible days. But it's a what if I fail, what if I fly situation. Unfortunately, we live in a very, unstable economy and environment where policies come and just, tackle your business anyhow. It is very unfortunate. Like, it happens to even small business owners. Every day there's tiny laws here and there that is, you are fighting. As a business owner, you really don't know how big you can get. You can meet the right person today that scales your business 100 times than you've ever imagined. There's a clothing brand called Odd Meals. It's not a Nigerian brand. Within her first year, she made 100 million. I'm sure she had days where she probably feel like she wants to give up. On the same scale, there's someone else that her business grew that fast and then suddenly demand stopped. So she was stuck with her warehouse and supplies. You get what I'm saying? But when that business grew, it grew.
Hold on a bit. Please help us grow this YouTube channel by subscribing to the channel and give this video a like. We're trying to get to 100k subs. Now, let's get back to the video.
Personally, I have brands that I've built that are like 5-6 years old. And I'm just looking at it like, I did that. What I'm trying to say is you will definitely have bad days, but the room for growth that you have
Cannot be compared.
My name is Pashada Temitope. I am the co-owner of Zida Jewelry and also the founder of Ame Experience. I had my last corporate job in 2022, and I left to become a full-time content creator in 2022. At the time, I wasn't fulfilled where I was working. I had, sometimes you work with people that are not so nice, and I just felt like I could do better by myself. And yay, I'm doing better by myself.
So I think it's like, what you guys are saying is it's just bias of hasty generalization, to be honest. Because the danger of what you're doing is you're just looking at the bad side. Some tech guys that they are buyouts. That's when you can even be lazy. And you are set up for life. This is life. Risk is, they are risking everything.
And those tech guys, it's not like they did not face risk.
Exactly.
The risk does not overshadow the benefits. You made mention of Landmark, but then I can bet you that it doesn't stop Landmark business today. They are still making the crazy amount of money they've been making years ago. Yes, it might have an effect on them, and that is how life is meant to be. Challenges will come your way, but it's how you handle them that now matters. There's a level in which you build your business to, then you have nothing to worry about anymore. Zenith Bank, for example, now. No, I'm coming somewhere. Jumovia can decide to retire today, and he's made for life. He has made name for himself. He has made a brand for himself. Do you understand? That brand remains there for life. So that risk you're talking about might only be there from the start up. It's only from the start up, that is where the risk is more, is higher.
It's lower.
Because you have less to lose.
You have less to lose.
My name is Manasseh Galadima. I'm a system admin. I work in a banking institution. For every successful business, the progression or the retrogression of that business solely depends on the 9-to-5 workers. So with your right staffs, your business tends to grow and move to a different level.
You experience challenge, you experience all sort of setbacks in business. But the most important thing is that at the end of that tunnel, there's a light that you can see, that even when nobody is seeing it, it's keeping you awake, like, I need to build this brand. You are seeing other people who are doing their business too. They are feeding from there, they are building houses, they're doing so many things. From that business, you can open another business, and multiple business, that even if one decides to collapse today, you have 9 more. Everybody will take risks in life. That's the truth. Whether 9-to-5, you that are going to work, you're taking risk. The benefit will always, as long as you put in the effort, the determination, the skills, it can never outweigh the risk.
According to what you said the other time and the illustration you used, the example you used, which is Landmark. Landmark did not start in Nigeria. He has built $1 million brand in the US before he thought of, okay, let me move down to Africa. In the West African region here, which is the Lagos region. That Landmark alone, it's $1 million business on its own. Now imagine what they did to it. Assuming he started here in Lagos, and that's the major one alone. Where do you think he will be today? If he won't be in coma.
Landmark as a whole, the experience he had and everything, can he come out and say that what affected him is more than what he has gained?
Exactly my point.
No matter what, the risk cannot outweigh the benefits. It can never. Except you don't know what you are doing. Except you don't have like a vision for your brand.
I wouldn't say it can never. something can happen to me and I'll decide to shut down. And it will happen to you and you will go back to the drawing board and you will come back 10 times stronger.
Yes.
There are certain things that you experience in business that even you, it will shock you. You'll be like, what's going on here? I have a business that has closed down. That has, I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, this is not profitable anymore. And I left it. I don't think I started another one till like a little later. But the thing is that the businesses I'm running now, I'm running them with the knowledge of, even as much as I have a failed business, there are mistakes I can never repeat again.
Please signify if you agree with the prompt. A 9-to-5 provides a better work-life balance.
As a 9-to-5 worker, you have the opportunity to like balance up your lifestyle in the sense that you have a predictable time hours. So you already know that, okay, this is the period where you'll be at work and this is the period where you'll not be at work. It will take a while for it to be interrupted at any point in time.
9 to 5 allows you to know what to do at the right time. I'm to leave by 9 and I'm to come back by 5. With the few hours that are left, you can still do some other things to fetch you more money.
Yeah, I agreed for the same reasons. I'm an entrepreneur. And as much as one of the glorified parts of being an entrepreneur is you controlling your time, especially in the beginning stages of your business when you're actually trying to build a foundation. For me, I've gone to work today. I'm here. I will still go to work from here. It's as much as maybe if I have something else to do, I can prioritize, the other thing over work. But most times you just want to, it's your business. You're the one that know where that shoe is biting you. You want to just work as much as you can. In terms of work-life balance, it only differs when, there are certain times I can be like, okay, I'm not working today and nobody will beat me. Like I don't have to report to any boss. I don't have to report to anybody. I just say, okay, I'm not working today. Tell my client, yeah, I can't make it today and that's fine. If you're working 9 to 5, you close, you're not working on weekends, you have public holidays. Most entrepreneurs, what's public holiday?
Can the disagreeers now speak?
First of all, I think there's a misconception between being an entrepreneur and being self-employed. The example you gave earlier is just an example of a self-employed person. If you're not there, the business is actually not in place. But as an entrepreneur, you create a system whereby whether you are available, whether you are not available, business runs. Even while you sleep, something is coming in. So with that, I believe it gives you a perfect work balance. That is, if you get it right. But as a 9-to-5 person, you dare not. My name is Akitunde Abayomi. I'm an entrepreneur, a fashion designer. What made me venture into 9-to-5 in 2018, and I did one also in 2019. I was actually financially down and I needed to at least raise some funds. I figured out it's more of a trap with the country we find ourselves than being a saving grace, because the thing is, the actual establishment that can pay you something that would at least be reasonable enough, there are few. Your cost of living alone has taken the huge bulk of the salary. At the end of the day, you don't have a savings.
I have a sister who is a 9-to-5 worker. So I would say I have the experience of what it feels like and the complaints and everything. So I disagree with the work, having time for yourself, because me looking at my sister, I feel like it's a routine thing. Monday to Saturday, this is all you do. And a little time, they use it to sleep. For me, it's a no-no, 9-to-5. Traffic, Lagos traffic, are you forgetting all of that? I don't want to mention. You will do all of that, you will come back by 10 sometimes, and then you sleep, you have to wake up, like I'll be sleeping, my sister is awake by 4, I'll just be hearing sounds. And for sometimes the salary is not even what it is, not encouraging.
One of the, would I say, strong advantages of being an entrepreneur is flexibility.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're saying for a 9-to-5, you have a routine, it's not that easy. It's harder if you're in Nigeria. You need to wake up, especially for someone that is not even working remotely. You need to wake up by 4. I have another brother that works in a bank, right? And he wakes up, he's out of the house by 5, past 5. And he comes back late because he tries to avoid traffic. So he basically just waits in the office till the road is clear and he comes, So there's no space for, you want to have hobbies. How? You want to play lawn tennis. Where? And I also think it depends on the place you're working and how important your role is in your company, right? So it's easy for me because I work remotely. For someone that that goes to the office every day, you don't really have that time if you look at it.
Fair enough.
Sometimes you have a big project. What is gym? What is hobby? They're even going to lodge you.
The reason why I agreed is what I do now. I'm also an event manager, right? I've done that in the corporate world before. I had more time because when you have a project, you know that you're working on this project, and I know my hours, and I wasn't even going to work every day. It was like a remote job. 3 days a week, you go in. I personally had more time. And I feel like when it comes to talking about work, entrepreneur, 9 to 5, it also depends on what you do, where you work. That's a very big factor. Who you work for. When I first came into the work environment, I worked in an oil and gas firm. My hours were longer, but I also had time because the benefits the company gave me, I was able to go to the gym, I had memberships. Do you know what I'm saying? Now that I work for myself, back to what you said about systems, I have people that work for me. I have systems, but I do multiple things because I'm building like multiple brands. It is very demanding. Don't get me wrong, there are downtimes, and that's why, as an entrepreneur, you know that there's periods when you're not doing anything. You can chill. But when it is your work season, I don't know about that work-life balance.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
It can be very demanding when it's your season.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what's your business? What do you do?
I'm a fashion designer.
Fashion designer. Do you go on leave?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't go on leave because...
Do you go on leave?
Yeah.
Okay, do you go on leave?
Yeah.
I don't go on leave because most of my time, I have tailors working for me. I get a demand from my clients and I pass it across to my trusted hands. Okay, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. Once in a while, I'll go check on them to see if they're actually doing
what they ask them to
what
do.
I asked them to do.
So in your business, now your business is structured in a way where you don't have to do a lot, right? Proud of you. I'm so happy for you. For people that are building a brand, especially at earlier stages, you're doing everything. I'm the finance guy.
Yes.
I'm the marketing guy. I'm the product manager.
Yes.
I'm the project manager. I'm the camera woman.
Everything.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it sometimes is a lot of weight. I have people that work for me. No, don't get me wrong, but there's still a level of overseeing everything, especially if you have more than one business, which is what I should mention. Maybe that's why personally I don't feel like I have work-life balance, because I'm doing multiple things at the same time. I have a jewelry brand, I have an event company, I have a makeup business. Do you know what I'm saying?
We are looking at this thing from a perspective, or from one person's perspective. Okay, so you have somebody that works 9 to 5 and the person doesn't have time for his or herself. Obviously, or supposedly, 9 to 5 workers don't have time for themselves, which is not true. Especially teachers. Thank you.
They have so many hours for themselves.
I once taught in a school and I had time to do extra lessons. I made multiple money. Most times I make money more than my salary.
Still depends on where you work.
Not just where you work, but finding a balance.
A stable 9 to 5 offers more security than entrepreneurship.
For example, if you've been a CBN governor, that's a stable 9 to 5. So you get to a particular point in your career where, to be honest, you will always be employable, to be very honest.
Yeah.
There are some roles that you would always be an asset, and companies will always hire assets. Like when you worked in Big Four for a long time and you've become a partner in like KPMG, you're always going to be employable. Your job security is secured. You can literally work in any of the Big Four in any country. You can work in a bank. You can work in a consulting firm. The options are a lot. So that's why I said I will agree with it based on the level you've got into your career. So when you got to that point, I think it has more job security than someone who's an entrepreneur, because for an entrepreneur, it's like the pass or fail is in your hands like this. So if something happens, you can totally fail. But as a 9 to 5 person, the pass and fail of your job is totally not in your hands, because there are a lot of people that can give you that pass.
Can the disagreeers now speak?
When we talk about 9 to 5 jobs, they don't have what we call guarantee. But what you made mention is just 1 out of 100. And if 99 can be laid off and just remaining 1, then there is no point there. Any day, your boss can just come, I don't like your face again, get out of my work. They will not even allow you to take a penny. You will see the person that have been saying yes or yes to the gate man will come and bundle you straight out of the gate.
Like you said, from that standpoint, it makes absolute sense.
There are a lot of people out there that are actually assets, and I know more than one of them that are still out there jobless. And there are still some that are assets, but they are not paid up to what they are supposed to be paid. And because there are no opportunities out there, they have no choice than to remain there. Anytime now, the company can just wake up one day and say, okay, they want to lay you off, maybe due to the fact of government policy. You're an asset, in quotes, but then you are being laid off, and then there are no opportunities for you to now present or bring out yourself. I can only know you're an asset if I give you an opportunity to prove yourself to me.
Even within the tech industry, last year there was a massive layoff. Massive layoff that was not even just African alone, like everywhere. And even this year, Microsoft closed in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And they laid off how many people? Tech aside, or like, our level of jobs up aside. I'm thinking about the general job market in the country that we're in right now.
Nigeria.
The job market is terrible.
God bless you.
Like, it's very terrible. And in terms of job security, it's also how fulfilled you can be in that job. I don't want to speak from like a place of like privilege of like, there's a level you get to, or there's, all figures are not equal. There's maybe the family or the social class that you're born in. There are things that you're privileged to, or the network that you have. I'm talking about generally the way the Nigerian job market is set up today. Obado.
I agree, right? I think I was just looking at it from my own point of view. However, I think we should also look at the other side, which is entrepreneurship, right? What if an entrepreneur in his business over the span of 5 years doesn't make a profit?
In 5 years, you make a profit because you would see what you're doing wrong, you go back. But should it happen that you don't make a profit, you're building transferable skills.
The danger of what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
what if you look at it 5 years and you drop it?
I don't think that people that close up their business, I don't classify that as failure. If you look at what you are doing and you realize that, see, this thing is not working. I had a business that it was making money, but like I just saw that I won't be able to grow this brand the way I would like. The business was not scalable. Let's put it that way. Oh, the party. I left it now. I've started another business. That's what I'm saying about transferable skills. There are mistakes I won't make again. And looking at the general job market, like the people that thorough cover they don't have. If you are selling something, washi reaji, like you will see something. What's the minimum wage?
If you're talking of job security in Nigeria, you are fooling yourself. 1, where's the job? 2, the few people that has the mind to put a business together and employ 1 or 2. Let me say their legs stand for ground. You are now bringing your MBA, what did you call it? Or you are bringing your PhD, or what did you call it? You are bringing it, and you expect me to employ you, too. I'll just look at you and be like, are you okay?
Where was I?
How much am I making in a year
That only you collect it in a
that I will
month.
pay you so amount a month? The country we found ourselves, we are producing graduates, lots of them, millions. How many jobs are we producing?
For those graduates.
And you're looking for job security. Where do you want to see it? Even the ones, the few big organizations and them, the people that are there,
They don't want to leave.
when you look for a glue, strong one, they gum meat and they sat on it and let me see who will remove me from this thing. Even the ones that they don't lay off, for example, a civil servant, you have a speculated time you're meant to work for, 35 years if I'm not mistaken. You might feel you have the security, but the security is just for a short period of time. So to me, it's a no-no thing. I still feel being an entrepreneur still gives you that security, gives you that sense of fulfillment and everything.
Every day we learn about new things. Entrepreneurship, the way I'm saying it, to be a kind of good stuff to, to venture into. Even though I'm not living my 9 to 5, but I can still have a little stuff I'm doing beside, in form of entrepreneurship, which I would like to do.
There's one man that paid, I don't know if you saw that news, that paid how many years, like even if he's no longer existing, he paid the school fees of his children. And he paid how many years off front. So even if he's not existing ever again, they are secured for life.
Entrepreneurs are the backbone of the economy. Since no one agrees, can all the disagreeers now speak?
As an entrepreneur, it is from the torokobo that you make that the government will task you from.
We are the one feeding governments from tax, from all their policy, tax. When you're shipping a goods, especially here now, because here is just browse the amount that governments are making, the revenue they are from just importing here. You see this importation thing, whether you're importing just spin, if you know the rates, it's usually very crazy.
Without entrepreneur, the country will not stand. Even the 9 to 5 depend on entrepreneur. If entrepreneur did not create that business,
Exactly.
then where is
the
9 to 5
work?
Yes, where is 9 to 5? So entrepreneur is 100%, not even 99%, 100% backbone of the government.
Aside from the government parastatals, right, and especially in this country where we are, a lot of things are privatized. Job creation is very heavily on private, industries, and everybody that has a job because one man has an idea.
Yeah.
You're helping build that idea, and one day you step out to build your own because you've learned XYZ from a certain place.
The owner of the place I'm working is an entrepreneur. If it doesn't pay me, I'm not happy. I don't work. So they are the backbone. You made a very strong point. They are the ones that would employ 9 to 5 now. So there's no two way about it, right? It's not even Nigeria. At large, I mean, you look at all these big guys. Mark, look at, what's this Twitter guy? Elon. And these guys are taxed heavily. Nigeria's tax is playing. I don't think it's even an argument.
We've come to the end of today's show. I hope we've been able to understand both parties a little bit more.
Okay.
I didn't get your name.
Pasheda.
Hey,
Don't fall.
Hey.
I want to say nice to meet you, bro.
Pasheda.
9 to 5, Abi.
Pasheda.
No,
Are you
Pasheda.
Pasheda. 9 to 5.
Okay.
Wisdom
Yeah.
is
Okay,
compared to
I'm